And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome live to Chestertown, Maryland, on the campus of Washington College. Kibler Field, Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium, the site of our game this afternoon and this evening. In the Class 3A Maryland State Field Hockey Championship game should be a great matchup this afternoon between the Atholton Raiders and the Hereford Bulls. Both teams back in this tournament for the first time in a few years. And hello, everyone. Welcome to Kibler Field, Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium. Connor Flegel here with you live alongside my broadcast partner, Meredith Katona. And Meredith, we have another good game on tap here this afternoon between Atholton and Hereford. Two teams that have, well, Hereford anyhow has the championship experience, but neither team's been in this tournament in 3 years. Hereford's had the 3-year absence. Atholton's actually had a 4-year absence since the last time they were in the Maryland State tournament. Both teams come in very good records on the season, but Hereford trying to run the table and go undefeated, 17-0 so far, trying to go 18-0 in the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that for both of these teams, this should be a really, really good game. Both of these teams have a few attackmen who have scored a great number of goals for them. For Hereford, we have Mary Claire Abbott, Shannon Martello, and Caitlin Abbott, who have all scored at least Abbott has scored 6 goals, Martello has scored 10 goals, Mary Claire Abbott has scored 12 goals, and then for Atholton, Rachel Day has scored 20 goals. Jennifer Bleakney has scored 13 goals, and Brianna Stein has scored 12 goals. So there's a lot of goals scored for both of these teams. They both have a bunch of very strong attackmen, so this should be a very good game. This should be a very strong and maybe possibly a high-scoring game as well.
And you touched on it already, a couple of very interesting offensive players on both sides. First off, for Atholton, Rachel Day, one of the top 10 scorers in the state of Maryland with her 20 goals so far this season. And she's one of the main reasons why Atholton has posted what is already their school record for best record in a season. Their best record in the history of the program, as we mentioned, 14 wins, just 2 losses coming into action here this evening as they play for the state title. They had an 8-game winning streak at one point this season as well. And then you look on the Hereford side again, 17-0 this year, trying to go for that elusive undefeated season, the 18-0 mark. They've got a pair of sisters, you mentioned them already, in Mary Claire Abbott and Caitlin Abbott. Both have committed to play field hockey at Division I Michigan State. So that should tell you right there the quality of talent that Hereford has on this team. But not just those two. It's other players as well that have been playing very well so far this season. Some of the main reasons why Hereford is undefeated, looking to post that perfect 18-0 record. They've got a lot of leadership at the head coach position as well. And Tammy Mundell, she's been there 16 years. Actually, her second stint as head coach at Hereford. She retired once in 2006, then came back in 2010. And in the last 3 years she's been here, she's been very successful. We'll get to more on that in just a second as we're set to go with action here this evening this afternoon, I should say, between these two teams, Atholton and Hereford playing for the Class 3A Maryland State Field Hockey Championship. As we're just about set to get underway. Now we are underway this evening between Atholton and Hereford. Atholton wearing the visiting black and green jerseys. They will be moving, I believe, from right to left in this first half. And Hereford, the undefeated squad, going for the 18-0 record. Nickname of the Bulls. They are wearing the white tops, maroon shorts. They are going from left to right in this first half, and they have possession now as Atholton turns it over following a foul call. And we'll see what Hereford can do with their first offensive opportunity of the day, which is actually lost right back to Atholton on a foul call. So again, both these teams on a little bit of a state championship appearance drought. Atholton hasn't been in the tournament since 2008. Hereford hasn't been in it since 2009, but the last time that Hereford was in the Maryland State tournament, they won it back in that year of 2009. That was the year before Tammy Mundell came back to take back over the Hereford squad. And again, we've sort of seen this, Meredith, as a central theme to the day. A lot of first-year head coaches leading their teams to state championship games. For Atholton, no exception. It's Marty Dyer, his first season as head coach of the school. A 14-2 record, the best record in the history of Atholton field hockey. And again, just a lot of that, first-year head coaching. And we've seen that as the day has gone on today. And again, he's got his squad 14-2 and in the state title game for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great, it's a tribute to his team and the players that he has coached, but it's also a tribute to him as well, because coming in, it's a very hard thing to do to get your team to these state championships in your first year coaching at a new school, and it's an adjustment for the players and for the coach as well. So it's a great tribute to both of them to get here.
And Hereford has the ball here with a chance, and a high shot is saved by the Hereford keeper, Jesse Lynch, as Atholton had a great chance there to try to put that one up as they used that one. They threw it up in the air, a little bit of a high shot there, and Lynch had to make the save with, it was either her, looked like it might have been either her right pad or her chest protector, one of the two. Either way, that was a little bit of a high shot, and Lynch had to react there quickly, but she is able to turn the shot away for Hereford, and she keeps this game scoreless here in the game's first 2 minutes. But again, a good chance there for Atholton right off the bat to try to get the first goal. They just about had it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a great shot. It was a great take into the goal, and this game is going to be full of a lot of shots like that. It's going to be a really constant shot game, I believe, just because of these high scores of goals for both of these teams.
We mentioned again, we'll talk about the Hereford squad again. Tammy Mundell, her 16th season as head coach of the Bulls. She coached previously from 1994 to 2006, then left the school, returned in 2010, and in the 3 years that she's been back at Hereford has posted a record 44 wins, just 4 losses, no ties, as this is a squad again's only lost 4 times over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's definitely that's an amazing record to come back and to have that kind of record. So it's great. It's a tribute to the players and to the coach.
It's really impressive, I
think.
think.
It's very impressive, absolutely, definitely.
And even the first 13 years she was there, 153 wins, just 47 losses and 10 ties. So over the 2 stints she's had, a very good overall record as the head coach of the Bulls.
Yeah, it's outstanding record.
And now we have a foul here called against Atholton. That'll give Hereford possession inside of the offensive box. Again, Hereford going from left to right here in this first half. Again, Hereford, we mentioned a couple of Division I commitments already, and Mary Claire Abbott and Caitlin Abbott. Mary Claire Abbott, 12 goals, 23 assists so far on the season. Very good player for this Hereford squad. We'll see if she can get something going here before the day is over. I imagine we'll be saying her name 1 or 2 times before the day comes to an end. As Hereford turns it over here, though, as Atholton has possession, and they'll take this one down the far side where Hereford gets it back. They'll try to drill it back into the zone, but it goes out of bounds off of the Bulls, so the Raiders of Atholton will take back possession.
Yeah, a bunch of just a little back and forth right here. Haven't seen too many really, except for that one shot. We haven't really seen too much offensive action so far in this first few minutes.
And this is a Hereford squad, just looking at the statistics real quick. They've scored 61 goals so far this year, but coming into today, they've allowed just 7 goals on the season. So not only is Hereford winning, they're winning their games extremely convincingly. You look at all the shutouts they've had a lot of shutouts this year, obviously, by giving up only 7 goals in the entire season. The 61 goals they've scored is actually, of the 8 teams playing here in Chestertown today, it's the second fewest for a team playing in a title game today. But again, we just mentioned it, they've allowed only 7 goals all year. So if you've allowed only 7 goals, you can score 61 goals, you can score 41 goals. Odds are you're going to go undefeated.
Yeah,
that's what Hereford's done.
And it looks like they're going to bring it into the circle, but it's going to be a coming out. So
yeah, that was Atholton had the chance there coming down the far side with one out of bounds. So again, it will be Hereford possession.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not necessarily about the number. If you're shutting out the majority of your teams, or you're only letting up 1 goal. You don't need to score. You only need to score 2 goals to win the game. So it's
you only need to score 1 more than your opponent to win the game. That's essentially what it comes down to when it's all said and done. As Hereford has it here inside the offensive zone, but now they turn it back over to Atholton as they take back possession on defense. They'll try to clear it out of the zone as the ball goes down the far side, and it's swung on and eventually cleared out all the way back to midfield as Hereford has to go give chase.
Yeah, it's definitely, it looks like Hereford is putting a lot of offensive pressure in here, in the first half. They're just constantly trying to at least bring it up past the midfield line. We've seen some a little bit, and we're going to see some right here.
Atholton's trying to break away, but the only problem is they're trying to go 1-on-3. Now a couple of extra players get back, but the Hereford defense gets there as well, and they'll clear back out to midfield where Atholton goes and gives chase. They'll send it back inside the offensive zone. Ball down the near sideline, but again, Hereford's going to get there first. But now Atholton strips it back, and a little bit of a backhanded cross pass here towards the center. It is taken by Atholton. They still have it, and a whistle and a bump on the play gives the ball to Atholton, I believe, with a penalty corner opportunity here as well for the first time today.
And we definitely just heard the fans of Atholton cheering on right there. We could feel a little rumbling and a lot of cheering.
So we'll see what the Raiders can do here with the first corner opportunity of the day. They'll take it from the far side as it's put back into play in the center. Knocked down here by Jenny Bleakley as this one played toward the center. It's blocked away by the Hereford defense. A backhander show. Look out. That one went high and over top the head
That was a beautiful
of the Hereford
reverse
keeper,
chip.
Rich.
Beautiful reverse chip. It just went a little too high. And that was by Jennifer Bleakney, who scored the second most amount of goals for Atholton.
Yeah, that was, again, a beautifully placed ball there right over top of the Hereford keeper's head. The only problem was it was just a little bit too high. It went over top the crossbar, so Hereford is able to wind up with possession. They'll bring it back out now across midfield, but then they lose it as Atholton takes it back. Now we have a whistle, and a moving pick or something of the sort called against Atholton gives it back to Hereford. And now call against Atholton. Hereford has it again. Coming down the field with it quickly is Mary Claire Abbott, who we mentioned already, has 23 assists so far this year. And now she's called for some sort of violation, gives it right back to Atholton. So both these teams going back and forth now here over the last minute or so. Trading possessions. Ball now loose again on the near side, taken by Hereford momentarily, and goes out of bounds, knocked out of bounds off the Raiders of Atholton. Gives it back to Hereford.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth with these two teams during this game. They're both really good teams, high goal scoring teams. But like I said, we said it again. It's very, you're going to see a lot of back and forth because both their offense and especially their midfield. It seems like they're just the midfield who's transferring the ball from the defense to the offense. They're both very good. So it's, this is clearly something to look for and something to just consider.
And one of the two losses that Atholton has had this year was to Glenelg, who we just saw win the Class 2A championship a little while ago by the score of 6-2. So really, Atholton is a really good team and should match up well with Hereford here in this game. Just because Hereford comes into this game undefeated doesn't mean they're the heavy favorites by any stretch, because Atholton is an extremely good team, as we've seen, and they'll have to play some defense here, though, as Hereford has the corner opportunity. This one played to the center. A high shot here goes just wide and out of bounds as the Bulls were looking to paint that lower right-hand corner, but just couldn't quite do so as it goes wide out of bounds. And we have a whistle and a timeout taken now on the field of play. So 20 minutes and 56 seconds to go here in the first half. Atholton and Hereford are still scoreless on the MPSSAA network.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back live now to Chestertown, Maryland, Kibler Field, Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium on the campus of Washington College, site of our Class 3A Maryland State Field Hockey Championship game this afternoon. Just about 10 minutes gone by in the first half, 20 minutes and 56 seconds to go until halftime between Atholton and Hereford. Still scoreless between these two squads. As again, a kind of an early timeout call here by, I believe it was Atholton was the ones that took the timeout as they clear the ball out of their own defensive end and quickly get it back across midfield, where there's a whistle. And the foul goes against Atholton, as the foul goes against Rachel Day, team's leading goal scorer, mentioned her already, for the Raiders. So the ball comes right back to Hereford. And now a foul goes against Hereford, gives it right back to Atholton. So the two teams trade possessions due to foul calls, as the Raiders will get it back here They'll bring it back to the near side onto the stick of Kelly McQuilkin. And now this one on the near side, another foul call here. This one goes against Atholton, so Hereford takes it right back again. As again, these two teams just trade possessions back and forth here over the last 45 seconds. Neither team has really been able to establish a lot of offensive momentum so far, it seems like here, Meredith, in the game's first 10 minutes, but a lot of back and forth feeling out so far.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of back and forth feeling out. And I think that's because both of these teams are just very strong offensively, but their defense can also come in and provide a solid backup for their offense. So, we've seen this throughout the day that, the teams that have a strong offense and a strong defense to help support their offense are usually the ones that can come out on top. So this hasn't been established quite yet in this game, but it may be because it looks like Rachel Day has control of this ball right now, or she did.
The only problem there on that play for Day was she was trying to go 1-on-5 against the Hereford defense, and those aren't great odds no matter what team you are. As Atholton still has it, though, as they'll bring it down the near side here. Ball trickles along the sideline, controlled momentarily by Katie Mooney. But then she loses it as Hereford has it momentarily. But now Hereford loses it, and then they take it right back as a good play made here for Hereford by Brooke Rains. As Rains brings up the field, then Rains loses it to one of the Atholton defenders. And another foul here going against Atholton gives it back to Hereford. And now Hereford turns it right back over to Atholton. So not necessarily sloppy passing so far by these two teams, just a lot of good heads-up defensive plays, as both teams, it seems, have been getting into the offensive passing lanes here so far to prevent any scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I think that you're going to see this a lot with teams that are very strong offensively. They're going to be able to read the body language and the angles necessarily of the bodies, and that's just a tribute to both of these teams having very strong offenses. So. But it looks like this strong offense for Atholton might be.
Yeah, and Day's got a chance here as this one comes into the center, and a rebound loose in front. Day has it, loses it momentarily as Hereford's got it. And eventually, after a scramble, we get a corner call against Atholton. But again, Rachel Day there just sort of making her own offensive opportunity, took it right into the center, and then eventually had a couple of teammates to help. And it leads to a corner opportunity here for Atholton. We'll see if the Raiders can capitalize. So Atholton sends it to the center. And the pass comes too far, though, as it bounces off the stick of Bleakley back out near the top of the defensive box as it comes back to the near side. This one just chipped back in towards the center, deflected off the leg of a Hereford defender, and ball loose, taken back by Atholton, thrown to the center. Again, Hereford has it, and now they do get it cleared to the top of the box. And now Hereford has numbers 4-on-3 in the other direction if they hurry, but they don't hurry fast enough as Atholton gets a couple players back, and this will send all the way through down the field. Will go out of bounds along the goal line, and will be a defensive clearing opportunity for the Raiders. Again, Atholton with possession in their own defensive end. Now cleared up the near side on a nice hit here off the stick of McQuilkin. As this one now, as I believe a foul was called against Atholton, gives it right back to Hereford. So Hereford will play it from the near side as they restart the action. This one chipped up ahead and deflected. Actually, wasn't deflected by anyone on Atholton. Was deflected by Hereford out of bounds as the Raiders will just let this one go. And they'll take back possession in their own defensive end. 13 minutes gone by, first half. Still scoreless here between Atholton and Hereford in the Class 3A state championship game. As a foul there against Atholton. Gives the ball back to Hereford, but now Atholton gets in the passing lane and takes it right back, and then a foul call against Hereford as the whistle was blown against Shannon Martello, the senior. This one back to the near side, controlled again by McQuilkin. She'll send one at the near side, kept inbounds here by Day. Day's got space, she gets by one defender, and Day will bring this one all the way towards the goal line, and now we'll try to cut back inside. But a Hereford defender gets there, beats her to the ball, but it's cut off here by Atholton at the top of the box. Oh, look out. Doing a face plant there was one of the Hereford defenders. That was Lacey Agazarian. The senior did a little bit of a face plant there, but she's back up to her feet as Atholton again has it in their own defensive end. They'll clear it back across midfield, and they'll try to bring it back into their own offensive zone here. And a foul call against Hereford, a little bit of a moving screen there.
Yeah, and this is good for Atholton right now. They're back up in where they need to be to try and get a goal for Hereford. Hereford has been trying to definitely impose on that their side. So.
And now we have an offensive foul of some sort called here. I believe that went against Bleakley for Atholton, so he gives the ball back to Hereford. Again, in their own defensive end, they'll just wind up and clear it back towards midfield. As it comes loose along the far side, goes out of bounds off of the Bulls. It'll be Raiders' ball. And again, just not a whole lot of offensive opportunities for either team. Still just the back and forth passing, a lot of turnovers. Not necessarily sloppy passing so far, just some good heads-up defensive plays.
No, absolutely not. The passing has been phenomenal throughout this first half. It's just, when you have two teams that are very offensively good, there's going to be times that they're just going to steal the ball from each other, but that's what makes a really good game. So.
As this one loose again inside of the Atholton defensive end, sent out of bounds on the near side off of the Raiders. So Hereford will have possession as they'll restart it on the stick of Agazarian. This one sent towards the center, knocked around here loose along the goal line, and played back up ahead by Atholton, but then we had a foul call on Hereford, so Atholton will replay the ball back from their own defensive end again. About halfway through the first half here, still scoreless between Atholton and Hereford in the Class 3A championship game. And both these teams, their routes to get here to this game, Atholton as the 4 seed coming out of the east, knocked off the top seed Northern Cal from the south, and Hereford undefeated, the 3 seed out of the north, defeated Linganore, the 2 seed, to keep their undefeated season alive at 17-0.
Looks like Athlon was going to have us on a little bit of a offensive movement here, but just blocked by the Hereford goalie.
A good play there. Again, you caught that one, Meredith. I was looking down at my program to explain what's been going on this season. Then as I did that, Atholton just sort of quickly moved that one up the field, had the offensive opportunity, a little bit of a backhander shot, had to be turned away by the Hereford keeper, Jesse Lynch. As this one comes to the corner, controlled by Atholton. And a foul call against Hereford from just outside of the circle keeps the ball with the Raiders. As Atholton throws a backhander inside the circle here, knocked down in front by the Hereford defense. Ball still loose. Atholton has it. They send a backhander towards the cage, goes wide and out of bounds to the right of the keeper, Lynch. It'll be Hereford ball as they'll attempt to clear it out of their own defensive end.
Yeah, that was a nice little shot right there by Rachel Day. A nice little reverse, almost looked like a little bit of a reverse chip right there. So that was a really, really nice shot.
I think we mentioned a couple times already, Day has that ability for Atholton to sort of make her own offensive opportunities even when it appears as if there's nothing there. We've seen her do a couple times already tonight, just hasn't been able to, the team I should say, just hasn't been able to capitalize so far.
Yes, absolutely. Day being one of the top 10 scorers in the state of Maryland, I mean, she finds a way. I mean, I think we've been seeing that she finds a way, somehow finds a way to get a shot.
And this one comes all the way through down to the center again. And it's going to wind up being a penalty corner here for Atholton as the Hereford defense got a little bit too aggressive at the wrong time, gives the corner opportunity to the Raiders. It'll be taken from the far side. And we'll see if they can do anything here. About the third or fourth corner opportunity Atholton's had so far as this one played to the center, knocked down by Bleakley. Play back to the far side inside the circle. Here's Day, winds up on a shot. It's deflected down in front. Ball still loose in front. The rebound and the score! A mad scramble in front of the cage there. A couple of different players for Atholton had the opportunity to knock it home. Not sure who it was.
It looks like the girl who carried the ball back was number 15? I don't know.
Hard to tell who it was.
But she did carry the ball back, and generally when the girl who carries the ball back is the one that got the goal, and it looks like one side is going to take a timeout, perhaps Hereford.
I believe the timeout was taken by Hereford. Nonetheless, 11 minutes, 53 seconds to go in the first half. It's Atholton who strikes first as they grab the 1-0 lead over Hereford here in the Class 3A championship game. So Atholton again.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3, beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back now live to Chestertown, Maryland, Kibler Field at Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium. It's a 1-0 lead in favor of Atholton as Brianna Stein, the senior, being credited for the goal for the Raiders. No assists, as again, Stein just kind of banged that one home on the rebound there for the Raiders. It was more of a scramble in front off that corner opportunity. It was kind of batted around a little bit, and eventually Stein found the rebound and was able to put it home.
Yeah, that's a great play by Stein. It's very, very tough to score a goal when it's all the scramble is right there in the middle of the circle. Great job by Stein to be able to put that ball into the goal and capitalize.
For Stein, the senior, her 13th goal of the season to go along with 12 assists as well. As it's Atholton again, they've never been... Actually, I shouldn't say they've never been at the championship. They've never won a state championship, but they strike first here over Hereford, and they lead this one 1-0 with 11 minutes and 53 seconds to go until halftime, as Hereford will start with possession here to begin after the timeout. And the goal, which was scored again by Stein for the Raiders.
And we can definitely hear the Atholton fans going and cheering and stomping out there in the stand.
Oh yeah, they definitely woke up after that last goal. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
As there was a foul call here though against Atholton on the offensive end, gives the ball back to Hereford. As they'll take over here about 11.5 minutes to go in the first half. And now it'll be interesting to see how Hereford responds because, as we mentioned, they've only given up 7 goals all season long while scoring 61. They haven't played from behind a lot, so it'll be interesting to see what Hereford is able to do here. You know, losing one, it's only 1-0, but again, just the fact that they're trailing is something that's been very rare for this Hereford squad so far this season. It'll be interesting to see how they respond.
Ooh.
As Atholton with another offensive chance. Here's the ball comes free in the middle and has to be kicked away by the goalkeeper Lynch, played back out towards the top of the defensive box. As that ball was just kind of sent in there from midfield. There was one player breaking down the near side for Atholton, put the shot on goal as Lynch had to kick it away. Now Atholton quickly trying to move again, and a foul call here against Hereford will keep the ball down in the Atholton offensive end. As they'll quickly restart the play, and a little, attempt at a backhander here was missed, but no call made from the referees. Usually you see the refs make a call when there's a whiff on a shot.
Generally, yeah, and there was definitely there were players around her when she took that shot and everything, so that's very strange, but, I mean, you know, what can you do? You just got to play on.
And again, finishing my thought from before, you know, it's the Hereford squad. They haven't played from behind a whole lot. So if anything else, it'll be interesting to see how they respond here, you know, down 1-0. It's still a lot of time left, though. It's just about 10 minutes to go in the first half, and then you have an entire second half after that.
Yeah, and this Hereford squad, I mean, they've made it here. They're a very good team. They don't let up that many goals, and they also score a decent amount of goals. So they have something going for them. I mean, they're undefeated, so they definitely have... they definitely know how to score goals. It's just, you know, like you said, we don't know how many times they've actually had to play from behind. And playing from behind, no team wants to ever really have to do that if they don't have to, but it definitely makes a team stronger. But
Atholton on the move again here as they have it inside the circle. And a foul called on Hereford from just outside of the shooting circle gives the ball back to the Raiders. As this one thrown towards the middle, it's deflected down by a defender. But a rebound in front here, and a loose ball and a shot and a score! Another rebound goal for Atholton following a couple of crazy redirects in front. The Hereford defenders kind of look like none of them really knew where it was. And you can kind of see it now as the defenders kind of huddled around trying to figure out what just happened. It's a loose ball scramble in front. Atholton finds the loose ball. They put it home, and it's a 2-0 lead here for the Raiders with 9:34 to go in the first half.
yeah, and it looks like the ref was trying to explain how, I guess Hereford believed that there was a foul maybe committed, and he was trying to explain it to the Hereford coach, but the goal will stand. So.
And again, we were just talking about Hereford having to play from behind. Now not only are they playing from behind, they're playing from behind by 2. So even more of an interesting situation now for the Bulls. And now here comes Atholton on the move again here down the center of the field. And a foul call against Hereford gives it right back to the Raiders. Again, we're still waiting for official word as to who scored the goal, but nonetheless, it's a 2-0 Atholton lead. And the goal officially being credited now to Rachel Day, who we mentioned coming in one of the 10 leading scorers in the state of Maryland, picks up her 21st goal of the season on the rebound in front, and it gives Atholton the big 2-0 lead here over Hereford. Still 9 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, that was definitely a big goal. I mean, the first goal obviously it was a big goal, but the second goal is really starting to solidify. It's starting to set the Atholton is starting to set the tone here, trying to establish themselves as the offensive power here. So, this is big.
But now if you're Atholton, you just have to make sure you don't get too complacent. You're doing everything right so far to get your 2-0 lead. Don't change your style any just to make sure that, you don't get too complacent and sit back and allow Hereford the chance to get right back in this. As we see here, the Bulls are going to have a corner opportunity, which they'll take from the far side. A great chance to try to get one back. As this one's played to the center, knocked down here, sent back to the middle, all getting by one defender, and a shot taken here, and a save made by the Atholton keeper, Clinch. And a rebound loose in front, and a long shot taken, another save made here by Atholton, and then eventually a loose ball foul called in front on Hereford. So the Atholton defense holds up there on the corner opportunity as Emily Clinch, the sophomore, does a good job there of stopping a couple of opportunities from Hereford, keeping this at a 2-0 lead for Atholton.
Yeah, it looked like maybe both of the Abbott sisters might have taken shots on goal there, and I mean those were both very tough shots, very hard shots. So that was a beautiful, beautiful work by the Atholton goalie.
And again, the Abbott sisters, they know how to score goals. Mary Claire has the 12 goals and the 23 assists so far this season. Caitlin has 6 goals and 6 assists, both of which committed to go play at Michigan State next year. So we know they know how to score. They had a couple opportunities there, but Clinch standing up tall in there for Atholton. She comes in saving 72% of the shots she's faced so far this year, which again is an extremely good percentage for a goaltender. And for a sophomore at that, again, Clinch just a sophomore, one of the youngest players on this entire roster.
Yes, but she's definitely proven herself here tonight, or this afternoon. So she definitely deserves to stand in that goal.
It's kind of in between that afternoon and evening phase. So.
Yeah, just you don't quite know because like the sun's going down, and then it's like, but it's
Yep.
not really that late. So.
And we have a foul here against Hereford, gives it back to Atholton from just inside of the Hereford defensive zone. And a loose ball in front here goes off the knee of one of the Hereford defenders. That'll lead to another penalty corner opportunity for Atholton. So again, Atholton already up 2-0, looking for more here. Still 6.5 minutes to go in the first half this afternoon. As the Raiders will take this one from the near side. They'll play it back towards the center. Knocked down on the near side. Now played towards the center. Comes past one defender. Comes onto the stick of Bleakley. Bleakley still has it. Now she dribbles to the far side. And a foul call on Atholton. Not sure what the call was, but it gives it back to Hereford.
Yeah, not quite sure what that call was either, but in field hockey, that happens a lot. Sometimes you just don't always know what the foul was for, and you just gotta play on because it's all you can do.
And again, you played field hockey in high school, so you would know better than anybody just what some calls are, what some calls aren't.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes sometimes the refs, you just don't. I mean, it's all objective, and everybody, has their own view of what happened. So it's hard to tell sometimes. So, but you just gotta go with it. Like I said, just gotta keep playing.
And Hereford with the ball here again in a 2-0 hole here, something they haven't faced all season long as they try to work the ball back into the defensive end. But a foul call here on Hereford in the offensive end gives it right back to Atholton. So Atholton standing tall here to the undefeated Bulls so far here in this first half. The 2-0 lead, still just about 5 minutes left until halftime. As again, Hereford turns it over. Here comes Atholton. And now Atholton turns it over on a foul as it gives it right back to Hereford.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of back and forth play here after that goal was scored by Atholton. We've just really been seeing a lot of back and forth. I mean, Hereford had that corner, but, other than that, it's not really been anything too, drastic or breakaway plays or anything.
As this one taken by Atholton inside the Hereford defensive end. Trying to send it further down the field, but the player caught more of the turf there. And now a foul call against Hereford gives it right back to Atholton. And across towards the center here, and a foul call on Atholton gives it back to Hereford. Looking at the numbers, goaltender for Hereford, Jessie Lynch, has only faced 44 shots all season long, stopped 37 of them. So not only has she not allowed a lot of goals, but she hasn't seen a lot of shots. And Atholton so far really been controlling the pace of this game, getting a lot of shots on goal, something that Lynch and the rest of this Hereford defense just aren't used to.
Yeah, I mean, and, while a lot of people, why goalies probably won't always like to get shots constantly and being bombarded by shots constantly, the shots, I think, help and they establish and you kind of get to know what to look for after a certain point. Not that, 44 shots is a decent amount. It's a decent amount of shots on goal. She has seen a lot, and in practice too and everything. So, but compared to And clinch for Atholton. Atholton has saved 87 shots. So, I mean, that's definitely, that's almost nearly, or might be actually more than double of what the shots that,
Yeah, she saved as many shots as Lynch has seen all season, as Atholton on the move again here. And another corner opportunity up here for Atholton as a foul's called against Hereford. So again, yeah, you talk about it. Clinch for Atholton's made 87 saves, while Lynch for Hereford's faced just 44 shots. So that right there is one less than double the amount.
Yeah.
So that alone just shows you the kind of defense that Hereford's been playing all season long. But Atholton, again, just peppering the defense so far tonight with shot opportunities. And they'll have more here on this corner opportunity, which is wasted as they say one of the Atholton players moved too early, which gives it right back to Hereford. I guess that's what the call was, is the referee from the near side stopped that corner opportunity right away.
Yeah, it must have been a false start or something. I don't know. It was kind of hard. We were all looking down at the corner play, so we weren't looking too far at the midfield line. So it's a little difficult for us to say, but that's what we're going to have to go with.
This Atholton has it. Here comes Day. Day gets past a couple defenders and then goes down to the ground. And stays down for a moment, now gets back up to her feet as Hereford was trying to clear it out of their own defensive end. Down the far side, they're just able to keep the ball in bounds. Now the Bulls will get this one back to midfield. They'll get it across midfield now, across the big WC midfield logo as it comes all the way into the defensive end. As Atholton's going to let this one go, it trickles out of bounds along the goal line. That'll give the ball back to the Raiders as no one from Atholton touched it on its travel down the field. So Atholton with another possession here, already ahead 2-0, very late in the first half, just 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, this game has gone by pretty fast, I think. But Rachel Day looks like she's going to have a potential shot opportunity here.
Yeah, Day, Dipsy Doodles along the goal line there, trying to bring it back to the center. But a Hereford defender gets there at the last second to cut off the pass, and she'll just send this one down the near side, out of bounds, back near midfield. It'll be Atholton possession, but they'll have a little bit more ground to cover here with 1:40 to go until halftime. Against Atholton, who's been doing most of the offensive control. They've never been in a state championship game. Well, I shouldn't say they've never been in a state championship game. They've never won a state championship, but they're up 2-0 here with 1.5 to go until halftime. You talk about Hereford, this is a team that has a championship pedigree. You know, they really do. When you look at the number of times they've been in the tournament, they've been in the tournament 18 years, which is the 5th most of any team in the history of the state of Maryland for the tournament. You know, they've been in it 18 times. They've won it 6 times. So Hereford is traditionally a team that knows how to get it done when it comes to winning state championships. You look at Atholton, they haven't even been in it 4 years. They've never won a title, but they've got the lead here 2-0 with 1 minute left until halftime.
Yeah, you know, it really depends on the day. It really depends on, you know, how teams come out, you know, and Atholton right now has come out very strong in this first half offensively. That's why they have the lead.
That's why they always say you have to play the game, and that's the case here as Atholton, again, that 2-0 lead. Hereford with possession along the far side, but again, now taken right back by Atholton. And ball goes out of bounds near midfield. It'll be Raiders possession. 30 seconds left until halftime. As they'll send this one back down the field. And it comes past the Hereford defense as Day has it for the Raiders. And then Hereford gets there to close it off. And they'll try to clear it out of their own end. But it's kicked here by Hereford, which gives the ball back to Atholton. With 10 seconds left in the first half, Atholton trying to hurry. Try to get one last potential offensive chance. They'll send this one all the way into the center where Atholton still has it. Hereford's defense gets there, and they'll close it out, and that will do it for the first half here this evening between Hereford and Atholton in the Class 3A championship game, a game at halftime, which is led by Atholton by the score of 2-0 thanks to the goals from Stein and Day. And really both of those goals weren't clear-cut goals because they were scored on rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, and there was scrambling. There was a lot of people, a lot of sticks in the circle. And, you know, but somebody had to come up with the ball, and those two players who came up with the ball, they were able to get it done. They were able to put it into the net. So, I mean, that's just awesome offensive play from Atholton in this first half.
And again, we have a 7-minute break now on the field for halftime, so we will step aside as well. Once again, your score at halftime with a Class 3A Maryland State Field Hockey Championship game, Atholton 2 and Hereford 0 on the MPSSAA network.
1 match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back live to Chestertown, Maryland on the campus of Washington College Kibler Field at Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium, the site of our Class 3A Maryland State Field Hockey Championship game this afternoon as we turn into this evening as a game at halftime which Atholton leads over Hereford and a little bit of a surprise by the score of 2-0. And Meredith, you and I were talking at halftime again about Hereford only allowed the 7 goals all year. They haven't played from behind really at all season long. And now not only do they have to play from behind, but they have to try to make up a 2-goal deficit against an Atholton team, which has really come out and played extremely well, perhaps their best game of the year so far.
Yeah, I certainly think that Atholton has come out and really performed here in this game. I mean, they set the standard and they set the bar. You know, they came out, knowing that this Hereford team is a very good team. So they just want to come and they want to keep putting the pressure on offensively.
So we'll see if Atholton is able to do that as the second half goes along, as we have now started. Brianna Stein and Rachel Day, the 2 goals in the first half for Atholton. Neither one of them were extremely pretty goals, we should say, as they were more so off of rebound opportunities than they were anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it was really just a big jumble in the middle of the circle, just trying to put the ball in, trying to get the stick on the ball. I mean, and that's who came out. The Atholton came and they saw the opportunity and they took advantage of it and they put the ball in the net.
And Atholton now going from left to right here in this second half. Again, still wearing those road black and green jerseys. Oh, look out. Player tripped to the ground here by Hereford. Foul was called. Gives it to Atholton. And for Hereford, they'll obviously be going from right to left in this second half, wearing the white jerseys with the maroon bottoms. As Atholton with it here, trying to get the ball down into the circle area. Couldn't quite do so there, but then a foul goes against Hereford. Keeps it with Atholton as they'll take it down the far side. And this one's sent towards the center. Ball deflected in front. And a kick is called against Atholton, gives the ball to Hereford. And Meredith, as the second half goes along, do you really expect Hereford to make a run? I think they'll make a run here at some point just because, again, undefeated 17-0, that's the type of season they've been having. You have to expect some sort of run to come from this squad at some point.
Definitely. I really think that Hereford is they're going to come and they're going to have an opportunity at some point during this half. They have a really strong offensive line and, they just haven't really been able to show it too much yet, I think, because Atholton's had a lot of control of the offense throughout this game. So I think if they get an opportunity, they're really going to take advantage of it.
They really have. I'd be willing to bet there's not a whole lot of games so far this season where Hereford's played where they've been just outpossessed offense. But a chance here on a little bit of a breakaway. Oh, and a little diving save made by the keeper to rebound.
And it's going to be a coming out.
And the ball...
It looks like they got a player down on the field.
The ball is in the goal, but the referees signal no goal, and now Hereford has a player face down on the ground. Ooh, this might not be good.
That doesn't look too good, no.
As it was the keeper for Atholton clinch, came out of her net there, sort of made a diving legs up play.
She's up and she's walking.
On the Hereford player. She's up and she's walking that scoop. She made the little legs up play. The Hereford player just went flying through the air there, a little bit of a face dive more so, as she hit the turf. Thought the ball went into the goal. Hereford started celebrating like it did, but the referee indicated no goal.
Yeah, usually the ball did go into the goal, but there must have been some kind of a foul committed where somehow the goal just didn't count. And it's interesting because the goalie for Atholton and the Hereford player did collide a little bit, and there was a lot of, there could have been a lot of different calls made right there, but the refs, they made the call of what they saw, and that's what it is. So
that was a little bit of a crazy play. In the end, the Atholton, which is the biggest thing out of all this, winds up with possession. The score's still 2-0. And they turn it back over now to Hereford as they try to work their way further down the field. Again, just a little bit of a crazy sequence there, though.
Crazy, absolutely.
But in the end, Atholton winds up with possession. As Hereford has it now, though, as they try to work it down the far sideline into the offensive zone. Now the ball's trickled all the way back out near midfield as the Bulls will try to get something going. Good chance here, though. This one's sent into the middle. All ball now free in front. The goaltender comes up, makes a diving stop, and a rebound shit. There's a shot. They score.
It looks like their goal. They're gonna definitely get a goal this time. So that is Hereford anyway. They got a goal and to make up for that one that they didn't just get. So this is good for Hereford. They're making their mark. They're putting a goal up on the board. They're making a mark. So which is what they really needed to do. And this could be the start of an offensive wave in this half. Like we said, we really thought that Hereford was going to strike at some point during this half, and they have, and we'll see how Atholton responds and how they continue and how Hereford continues to.
And they struck early, too. I think that's the key thing.
Yes, definitely. Because now they have plenty of time to get 2 more goals so that they could be in the lead, or even just one, even just to tie it. So they're definitely they're putting themselves in a good position by starting off these first few minutes with a goal.
Exactly. It's just 3.5 minutes here into the second half. The goal credited to Mary Claire Abbott, who we've talked about already, her 13th goal of the year to go along with 23 assists. Maddie Hoover gets credit for the assist, her 5th of the year. And it's now 2-1. Atholton still on top, but Hereford got the goal to cut it in half, and a lot of momentum now as well as their fan support starting to get a little bit louder. As this is a high shot taken here, knocked away by the goalkeeper Clinch, but it'll lead to a corner opportunity here for Hereford.
Yeah, it's an interesting call because the goaltender was defending it, and though it was above her head, I thought that it's a shot, so I would think that it would be a coming out, but maybe I just don't know all the rules quite well. Or there was another foul, maybe. I don't know that. We just saw how the ball went up in the air. So
either way, it's Hereford ball here as they'll try it on the corner on the near side. Oh, a deflection in front here, a beautiful idea there by Hereford. They just couldn't quite execute it as it was knocked around there by a couple players. Atholton has it. They clear it down the near side as Day couldn't keep it in bounds there for the Raiders. It'll be Bulls ball.
that was definitely a nice recovery and a deflection by Atholton to get the ball out of their circle and try to bring it up the field in order to maybe right now as to bringing it into the circle is Bleakley or she was bringing it in, but Hereford's now taking it back. So
yeah, Bleakney was bringing it in there for Atholton, but then Hereford takes it back. But now again, Atholton takes it back as Bleakney has it on her stick. Joes it inside the offensive zone. Ball comes all the way through, and it'll be allowed to go out of bounds by the Hereford keeper, but the referees are saying that Hereford deflected it, so it will be Atholton possession as they'll restart with it on a long hit here on the near side on the corner. They'll be taken by Bleakney. Bleakney tries to get past the first defender, couldn't do so, and then Bleakney called for a foul. And a good defensive play there made by Shannon Martello for Hereford.
yeah, definitely that stick or Bleakney definitely she reached over and she kind of hacked from behind a little bit. So, but it looks like right now we're going to have Mary Claire Abbott taking the ball into the circle.
A chance here for Hereford as they bring it down the near side, getting past a couple defenders. Ball now free in front. Dribble more so towards the center along the far side, and a good recovery here by Atholton as they're able to get there in time with a recovery and take the ball away from Hereford and now attempt to clear it down the far sideline. The one thing we've noticed, and we said it a couple times already, Hereford, the offensive pressure so far in the second half, much greater than it seemed to be in the first half, as they have it again here inside the circle. A chance perhaps in front and a whistle, and a corner will be coming up here for Hereford.
Yeah, and that was a very nice play by Atholton to get the ball out of the circle and away from Mary Claire Abbott, who is the highest goal scorer for Hereford. So, I mean, that was a very, very nice play by Atholton.
So we'll see what Hereford can do here on the corner opportunity. On the near side, this one thrown towards the center, kicked away by the keeper Clinch as she kicks it all the way back out to the top of the defensive box. Atholton sends this one in the air now and back out near the midfield stripe. But now Hereford takes it back. Hereford inside the circle. Hereford on the far side. A shot taken here. The rebound, goes just wide and out of bounds. Clinch, the goaltender, was caught out of position there, but the ball went just wide on the near side to the right of the keeper, Emily Clinch, and out of bounds as Atholton survives another scare there from Hereford. And the offensive pressure so far this half from the Bulls has just been 3 times as much as it was in the first half.
Yeah, but Day taking the ball up the field now. Looks like she might get something started here.
She tried to for Atholton, but Hereford comes back with it again on the near side as it's kept in bounds by the Bulls. Oh, good play on here as the ball is kept alive here by Lane Litzinger for the Bulls.
Looks like Mary Claire Abbott's taking
this one to the middle. A high shot here. It lands. Oh, that's something you don't see every day as the ball lands on top of the net there.
It looked like there might have actually been a little bit of like a deflection upward from Atholton, from an Atholton defender, which is probably why the ball went up a little bit higher. So.
And that's also why Hereford is winding it with a long hit from the near side, even though they turn it right back over. As Atholton winds up with possession, and they'll just clear this one all the way back down the field on the near side where it has to be tracked down by Kendra Herbener, the senior. Actually, the junior, excuse me. But now Atholton has it back again, and a foul call here on Hereford gives it to Atholton.
Yeah. That was a really nice play by Day. She could have easily been called for the foul, but she made a really nice play of getting around and trying to foul the other player instead. That's a very, very unique and very technical skill, which you don't see.
It's a smart play too.
Yeah, you don't see it too much. It takes a very skilled and talented player to be able to do that, which Day clearly is. So.
As Hereford has it here, trying to clear it out of their own defensive zone. And a foul call against Atholton will allow them the opportunity to do so. As they'll send this one to the center. Take it back by Atholton. They're then called for the foul. So Hereford with possession at midfield. And another foul here against Atholton as Hereford keeps possession alive. And another foul against Atholton as Hereford has it again. Hereford on the run inside the circle. Ball in the center of the offensive zone. This one thrown towards the cage. A diving, sprawling stop made in front there by Clinch as the rebound comes free out to the near side, taken by Atholton. As they try to get it to the top of the box, they will. As Hereford then called for a foul, will give the ball to the Raiders again at the top of their own defensive end. This one's sent well down the field, but Day is there for Atholton. Day with a chance. Day inside the circle, and a Hereford defender gets there at the last second, but Day gets the ball back. Day is then bumped, and that'll lead to an obvious foul call and a corner opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, the ref probably would have called a foul earlier. There are a little bit of fouls right there from Hereford on Day. I mean, she was double. It looked like she was either double or triple teamed right there. So, that was a nice play by Day to be able to get a corner for her team.
And that was just a nice play by Day, just to get that ball up the field. That was a really long pass. Just the fact that she was able to control it and have any sort of offensive opportunity there was impressive in itself. As Atholton with the corner. This one knocked down on the far side. Now sent towards the cage. Deflected in front by a defender. Comes out of the circle now as Hereford has it. Foul call on Atholton. Gives it right back to Hereford. As here come the Bulls now. Down the field they come. As Emma Vicchio, the sophomore, has it for Hereford. This one comes all the way down the far side. As the Bulls play it back towards the center. Deflected in front now by Atholton. Now back to Hereford. Ball comes to the near side. Is loose. Hereford trying to get to it. A lot of aggressive bumping there. No calls made. The referees are saying play on as the ball comes free. And now we do see a foul call against Atholton. We'll keep the ball here with Hereford as it's restarted by Agazarian. This one back to the near side. It'll go out of bounds along the goal line, but it's tipped out by Atholton. So it will be ruled as a long hit for Hereford. So the Bulls will take this one from the near side near the corner. On the restart, Hereford sending it towards the goal line again. Atholton's defense gets there this time to collapse. And a kick call against Atholton gives the ball back to Hereford. As the restart on the near side, sent towards the center. Right into the center of the Atholton defense.
Yeah, and it's a lot. We've seen a lot. It's starting to get a little more aggressive here, a little more bumping, pushing here. Field hockey, that's really not tolerated really ever, especially if the refs are very conscious and just very picky about certain things like that. And it makes sense. It's a safety issue. So,
yep.
They're just trying to keep the game safe.
In a title game atmosphere like this, though, Atholton, 2 quick goals. Hereford, on paper appeared to be the favorite. Down 2-0 at halftime. They got the early goal to make it 2-1. They've been a lot more aggressive, I've noticed, in this second half on both offense and defense. I don't know whether it was a big speech they were given at halftime by head coach Tammy Mundo or what it was, but they've been a lot more aggressive here in half number 2.
They certainly have. You've really seen a lot physically and also just, more pressure from Hereford here in the second half. I mean, they've gotten a goal. That's just a lot more pressure. They've stepped up.
This one crossed the middle, though, by Atholton. Ball's loose in front, and a whistle from the referee stops the play. It'll wind up being a corner here for the Raiders of Atholton, as the violation was committed by Hereford's defense, so Atholton will have a corner chance here from the near side. And the crowd really getting loud over here on the Atholton side. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they're...
We can hear them. We can feel them, the vibrations.
Yes, we can. As this one towards the top of the circle, knocked down by Atholton. Nice pass here to the far side from just inside the circle. This one sent towards the goal line. Ball loose in front. A little backhander chance here. Comes free. Ball on the near side, but a kick ball, I guess, as the referee pointed to his foot, called against Atholton, gives the ball back to Hereford.
Yeah, it's getting a little darker here, so it's a little harder to see the ball. It's a little harder to see quite. I mean, it is an orange ball, so it's a little easier to
That's a good
see,
thing, yeah.
which is, that's when you have a white ball, it's really difficult to see, especially when the other team is wearing a white jersey. So the orange at least makes it stick out a little bit more.
Well, on the college level, the games that they play here at Washington College, they do use the white ball.
They
So
do, which is I found very interesting because in high school it was very typical to use an orange ball. So, but whatever, it must be. It's probably an NCAA or some kind of regulation, I would assume.
I would assume so too, as Hereford has the ball here at the top of the Atholton defensive box. Ball now comes loose in front. Oh, Hereford with a chance here, and swept away at the last second by the Atholton defender as it comes out along the far side as the Raiders take possession, and they'll just try to clear this one back out near midfield. 16 and a half minutes to go in the second half, a game which which Atholton leads over Hereford by the score of 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen a lot of back and forth play here now. It's not, I mean, Hereford got the goal in this half, which really we were like, okay, well now that's going to be really stepped up, and it's really they're going to come back and they're going to score some more goals, and they have stepped up absolutely. They put a lot more pressure on Atholton, but there's only been one goal to come out of that pressure.
And that's been, the Atholton defense has been collapsing when they've had to, because Hereford, again, has had a lot of offensive opportunities here in this second half. Atholton's had some chances as well, though. Don't get me wrong. Both teams have had as equally amount of chances as the other.
Definitely, I agree with that. But it's a testament to the defense. The offense has been able to, for Atholton, has been able to get the job done so far, and the defense has just picked up right where they've left off. So it's a tribute to both sides, as we've been saying all day. You really need you need that strong offense, but also you need that really backbone defense to be able to make sure that you can hold on to a lead. Because if you don't, I mean, you're not going to hold on to a lead.
Offense scores goals, but defense wins championships. That's the old saying.
That is the old saying,
We've seen that as the day's gone along. But the 1A and 2A games were in the middle of the Class 3A final game right now. We have one more game coming your way this evening as well. 6:30 p.m. is the Class 4A championship game between South River and Catonsville. As this one played down the field by Atholton, back into the Hereford defensive end. Ball free in the center, and Hereford trying to scramble to keep it out of their own zone, but a foul call against Hereford gives it back to Atholton. A quick restart here to the center, and a foul call against Atholton.
Yeah, that was an obstruction call called on Day. She had her back facing the defender, and she had the ball in front of her, and she wasn't quite moving her
feet. But the
ball
free here on the near side as Atholton winds up to take the shot, but it goes, I'm not sure whether it went wide and out of bounds or if there was some sort of foul call beforehand. Not sure what it was, but the ball comes back to Hereford in their own defensive end. 14 and a half minutes to go, second half. A 2-1 lead for Atholton. They scored both their goals in the first half before Mary Claire Abbott got on the board for Hereford here just about 2.5 minutes into half number 2. That's where we've been ever since with this 2-1 score. As Atholton trying to play a little bit of keep away here. They'll work this one back to the near side. And obstruction call or foul call of some sort against Hereford gives the ball back to Atholton. They send this one all the way down the field into the Hereford defensive end. Day gives chase for the Raiders, but eventually it's taken by the Bulls of Hereford. And this one goes out of bounds along the far side. It'll be Hereford possession as it's ruled to be out off of Atholton. And this one again free in front of the Atholton bench. Kind of hard to see the ball right now, just the way that the angle is here as Hereford has it. Back out across midfield. And they'll throw this one back into the Atholton defensive end. Heading towards the far sideline, but the Raiders are able to keep it in bounds. Oh, but now it's taken right back by Hereford. Hereford dribbling it towards the center. Ball deflected around here, and this is going to lead to a corner opportunity for the Bulls.
Yeah, we've just a little over 13 minutes left here in this second half and in this game. So, Hereford really trying to get something started here, really trying to capitalize, and they're going to probably really try to capitalize here with this corner opportunity, especially because they're down a goal. So
they almost have to at this point, just the way the game's been going. They'll play this one into the near side, though. A long shot taken here, deflected on the near side, and went just wide and out of bounds. That'll be possession for Atholton.
And Atholton got a little lucky there. That was a very strong shot by, I believe it was Mary Claire Abbott. I mean, that was, the defender was very lucky that the ball was it was right there, and she was lucky she wasn't a foot over, because that probably, if she had missed it, it might have been able to go into the goal. So, I mean, that was, it's the way of the game. It's the nature of the game, and sometimes they go in, and sometimes they go just wide.
Another chance here for Hereford, went wide and out of bounds to the right of the goalkeeper clinch. As this one now played back out to midfield by Atholton, just trying to keep it out of their own defensive end at this point. And a quick foul called against them gives it back to Hereford. And another foul here against Atholton gives it back to Hereford from just inside of the Atholton defensive zone. As this was played into the center, knocked down in front. And the Raiders trying to clear it out of their own zone, but Hereford trying to keep it in. And another corner called on the foul against Atholton, so Hereford with another corner opportunity here, and we'll see if this time the Bulls are able to capitalize and try to get that equalizing goal.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to keep up the pressure, trying to just keep sending the ball in, and they only have about a little under 11.5 minutes, so they really got to try and capitalize here on what they get.
This one started in again on the near side by Hereford, now played back towards the center, deflected momentarily by Atholton defender, but Hereford's got it. A quick shot in front is kicked away by the keeper, and ball free on the far side now. I believe Atholton's going to get there first, and so the ball heading towards the corner on the far side, and now goes out of bounds off of Atholton. It'll be Hereford possession. Hereford restarts it. Dribbling around one defender, ball comes along the goal line, knocked out of bounds by Atholton. So again, it's Hereford ball, as they'll have a long hit from the far sideline.
And they're just trying to still putting on the pressure. Just keep putting on that offensive pressure here. You know, you're seeing that a lot here with Hereford, and you know, you gotta appreciate what they're trying to do and accept. Yeah. So.
When you're down by one, you have to do everything you can. You know, there's no tomorrow. In this case, the state championship game. It's win or go home, essentially, as this one goes out of bounds along the goal line off of the Bulls this time. So the ball goes back to Atholton as they hold momentarily on the defensive end, and now they'll clear it all the way down the field, down the sideline. As it goes out of bounds, that'll be Hereford ball, but they had to go the entire length of the field in the opposite direction. As this one back in midfield, controlled by the Bulls, and they'll try to send it towards the center of the Atholton defensive zone. As this one along the far side goes out of bounds, it'll be Hereford ball.
Yeah, and we're seeing now Hereford is really, like we've been saying, you know, they're really stepping up and they're really trying to keep putting on that offensive pressure. We're going to keep saying it because that's what they keep doing, but it looks like now Bleakney might have a breakaway play here.
Bleakney does here for Atholton, bringing it down the far side, but a Hereford defender gets back. A good play made there by Kendra Herbenar, the junior, as she gets back as the last line of defense in front of the goaltender Lynch, to knock that one away at the last second. And Hereford now on defense will have possession. And they try to clear out of the zone, but it's knocked down by Day instead for Atholton. Day into the center of the zone and goes off the knee of one of the Hereford defenders, so Atholton still has possession. This one backhanded in front, and along the goal line actually doesn't go out of bounds. It's still free. Atholton has it. And the ball now goes out of bounds on the far side. I believe was touched last by Hereford, so Atholton will still have possession. Clock ticks down to under 9 minutes left. Second half, a 2-1 lead for Atholton over Hereford in the Class 3A championship game, as this one is loose. And the defensive end taken back again by Hereford. And they'll try to clear the zone now. They will as the ball comes out to midfield. Quick foul, and Atholton gives the ball back to Hereford as they'll maintain. They'll keep dribbling this one up the field as it's taken by Mary Claire Abbott, had the goal for Hereford. Abbott still with it here. Abbott brings the ball on the far side as the ball now comes free along the goal line and will get out of bounds. It will be Atholton possession.
Yeah, and we saw that Atholton had an opportunity down at the Hereford defensive end, but you know, couldn't quite capitalize on it. And for Hereford, I think right now they just really need to get, if they can get one more goal, which they may be able to right now. They had a little bit of a run right there by Bleakney, but if they can keep that and they can get that one goal, that would really solidify and definitely give a little more insurance for a championship.
When you're the team that's got the 2-1 lead, there's always there's nervous moments for Hereford as well as the losing team. But when you're the team that's winning 2-1, from the fans' perspective or anything, there's always those anxious moments because you know on one shot, one redirection, that one goal lead can be gone in a heartbeat. So it's really important here for Atholton not to take their foot off the gas. I think here, again, there's still a lot of time left, 7.5 minutes. Hereford can strike, you know, really quickly. They've got the players to do it. They've got a couple of Division I commits who we know can score at any time. And we'll see if they have it in them here to get this one tied up. Again, just about 7.5 minutes left, second half of the Class 3A championship game, which Atholton leads by the score of 2-1. But Hereford on the move here. They had the ball on the defensive end, but Atholton gets there, and they'll just clear this one back to the top of the box. A good recovery there made by the Raiders as they dribble it now back out across midfield. Ball on the near side, taken by Hereford. They keep it in bounds, but the ball is all the way back down in their defensive end. And then Hereford called for the foul, gives the ball to Atholton. They'll just throw this one back into the Hereford defensive end, trying to kill a few more seconds off the clock. And again, the ball taken back at midfield here by Atholton.
Yeah, I think Atholton now, they're up there. They're up near the circle for Hereford, and they really just need to strike right now. Looks like there's a little bit of back and forth going on right now, and looks like it's going to be a coming out for Hereford. But
this one goes out of bounds along the goal line, so again, it will be Hereford ball. You got to wonder if either side would be willing to call a timeout here in the last 6.5 minutes just to sort of settle their teams down, talk to them, and sort of regroup here. If you're Hereford, to try to get the tying goal. If you're Atholton, just to try to set up a defensive play to try to take more time off the clock.
I think that if one of the teams scores a goal, there will be a timeout call. I predict that just because if there was a team that scored a goal, that's going to shift the momentum of the game either way, I think.
And this ball loose in front. Ooh, and a corner's going to be called here on the foul against Atholton. It looked like the Raiders had cleanly taken back possession. The referee says otherwise. It'll be another corner opportunity here for Hereford. They've had a lot of these opportunities, it feels like, in this second half, and we'll see if they can capitalize here. Down 2-1, now less than 6 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a pretty good chance they're going to be sending that ball out to Mary Claire Abbott. You know, she's their top goal scorer, and they send it out to her.
And that's a good call there, Meredith. It's loose in front. Abbott has it. Abbott gets past one defender. The goaltender comes all the way out of her cage as the ball is loose in front. Now comes back to the near side, stopped by one of the Hereford offensive players. They still have possession. This one backhanded towards the center, but Atholton's defense somehow gets there and survives as it comes out of bounds along the goal line. It'll be a long hit here for Hereford. And we have a whistle now, and we will have a timeout taken here, it appears, by the Bulls of Hereford as they have that timeout opportunity. So while we have a timeout on the field, we will go ahead and step aside as well. 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in the 2012 Class 3A Maryland State Field Hockey Championship game. Atholton leads Hereford by the score of 2-1 on the MPSSAA network.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back live now to Chestertown, Maryland, coming down to the last 5 minutes and 12 seconds of the 2012 Class 3A Field Hockey Championship game. Some tense moments here in this last 5 minutes and 12 seconds. A 2-1 lead in favor of Atholton, but Hereford has possession following this timeout, and they've really been peppering Atholton with a lot of shots here in this second half. They already got the one goal just 2.5 minutes in. It's been stable since, but both teams really have had a lot of offensive opportunities, more so Hereford, the undefeated squad, trying to keep their dreams of an undefeated championship season alive.
Yeah, and that would be very, very impressive for Hereford to have an undefeated season and winning a state championship title. That would be very, very amazing, but they are down here. Atholton leads 2-1, so you got to get something started here.
Yeah, they do. If you're a Hereford fan watching at home, you know what kind of season they've had all year. They haven't trailed much, but they've trailed for, well, pretty much all of this game. As we've Atholton got that first goal just 6.5 minutes in, and they haven't relinquished it since. They eventually built it 2-0. Now it's 2-1. And we'll see what Hereford can do here with possession. They'll start the ball on the near side on a long hit opportunity with just 5 minutes and 12 seconds left. As the play and the clock restarts, Hereford will try to dribble it along the goal line here. It's knocked down by an Atholton defender. Ball scrambled for along the goal line. I believe Atholton had it momentarily, and a whistle And a foul call against Atholton keeps it with Hereford. As Hereford throws this one into the center. This is Mary Claire Abbott. She'll throw one towards the cage here, and an Atholton defender gets there in a beautiful play to cut it off. As Day has it, she'll send it back to the top of the defensive box as the Atholton defense survives momentarily, and they'll kill a few extra seconds off the clock, but now they could call for a foul as the ball comes back to Hereford.
Yeah, I think that Atholton right now, they just need to keep the ball. If they can keep it out of their end, that would be really good, and just try to keep pressuring on the offensive end just to keep it out and not give.
Oh, but now Hereford has it right back as this one bounces in front. The rebound, ooh, goes just wide, or did it go in?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. We got some Hereford people.
The ball's in the back of the cage.
I don't know.
Hereford claiming they deflected it in front. Atholton saying that it wasn't touched.
I don't know what they're doing.
I
think it's
and it's going to wind up being Hereford ball here on a long hit when all is said and done. But now Hereford turns it right back over anyhow as Atholton's defense gets there to cut it off. Both these teams battling for the ball over here near the near side corner. Clock ticks down, and a foul call now against Hereford will give the ball back to Atholton. And Atholton will just wind up and clear this one back to the top of the box, but it's taken here by Hereford on the stick of Agazarian. And now Hereford call for another foul. Now they reverse their call and give the ball back to Hereford. And now a whistle, another foul, I believe, here against Atholton. Keeps it with Hereford. Just about 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. As Hereford has this one on the near side, they'll dribble it to the center. Oh, loose ball in front here, and Atholton gets it. And they'll clear it back towards the top of the box. Here's Mary Claire Abbott, I should say. She's got it in front. She's got some space. A little backhander shot thrown here. A lot of traffic in front. Can't really see where the ball is. It's loose on the near side, and it'll wind up being a corner opportunity for Hereford as the Bulls again down here 2-1, trying to keep that undefeated season alive. They're really pressuring Atholton now. We'll see. It'll be about all that the Raiders defense can do just to keep them from tying this thing up.
Yeah, they just really, at this point, they just need to get the ball out of the circle, out of their end of the field, and try to just waste some time in the other end of the field.
Here's Hereford with it. Hereford has it taken away momentarily, and it'll be another corner opportunity for the Bulls of Hereford as the foul goes against Atholton. Some really tense moments here on both sides in the last 3 minutes, and just trying to, Atholton trying to hold the 2-1 lead. Hereford obviously trying to tie it as this one is loose at the top of the circle. A long shot taken here, deflected. Goaltender makes the save. A diving effort now. Ball's loose on the near side post, and the defender for Atholton makes the defensive save as she presses herself against the near side post as Mary Claire Abbott had a wide open net to shoot it into there for Hereford, but the Atholton defender positions herself perfectly on that near side post and keeps it at a 2-1 lead.
That was an absolutely beautiful play, and that was a necessary play right there because that ball could have just as easily gone in the goal. It was right near the post. It's a great defensive save. Looks like Day here is going to try and take the ball to the other end of the field.
That might have been the defensive play of the day for all 3 games that we've seen so far, the way that she was positioned there against that near side post. But now Hereford has the ball back, trying to get that equalizing goal down to less than 2 minutes left. They trail by the score of 2-1. This one comes through a couple of Atholton defenders. Here's Mary Claire Abbott. She's inside the circle. She sends one towards the front, blocked away by a defender. Claire Abbott gets it back here. As she's got it, she'll have a long shot opportunity here. Kicked away by the goaltender. Rebound loose in front. And a whistle and a kick ball call against Hereford gives the ball back to Atholton as they quickly restart the play. And the Raiders will just clear this one down the field, down the far side to kill a couple extra seconds. A minute and a half left here. Atholton leads by the score of 2-1. But now the Bulls of Hereford get it back. They'll take it towards the center. Now they'll send this one down the far side. Ball heading for out of bounds. It is out of bounds off the Bulls, as Atholton will have back possession. A minute 15 to go, they lead 2-1.
And as the clock is ticking down to just a little bit over a minute here, we can really hear the Atholton fans really making a lot of noise here, just trying to keep and support their team. So
as this one goes out of bounds along the goal line, back all the way in the Atholton offensive zone. As we're down to less than 1 minute to go, a 2-1 lead in favor of Atholton over Hereford. And this ball went out of bounds. Not sure where it went out at. Hereford now has it in their own defensive end as they'll restart the field. Just 40 seconds left for the Bulls. Hereford has it here. This is Litzinger. And Alitzinger loses it as it's taken back by Atholton. They'll bring it back into the Hereford defensive end. More time killed off the clock, 30 seconds to go. Atholton has it, and a penalty corner opportunity here for Atholton as the foul called against Hereford. And Atholton can just take their sweet time running this thing out now. Less than 20 seconds to go as they will have the corner opportunity. And they're in no hurry to restart this one quickly as they'll possess it on the near side. And now they'll change their mind and
Just
go
trying
to the
kill
far
some time
side
off
with
the
it.
clock, I think, right
More
there.
time killed. There's only 5 seconds to go. Atholton will start this one back in, and that is it as the clock has run out, and that will do it for the Class 3A championship game as Atholton comes in tonight and pulls off the upset over the previously undefeated Hereford Bulls. Your final score, Atholton 2 and Hereford 1. And this was an exciting game all the way to the finish, Meredith, tonight. You know, Atholton got the first 2 goals to take that 2-0 lead. Hereford gets back within one just 2.5 minutes into the second half, and then just the offensive pressure both ways, mostly by Hereford, trying to get that equalizing goal in the game's final minutes, but they couldn't quite do so, and Atholton wins their school's first ever Maryland State Championship.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful, beautiful game. It was a beautiful, beautiful game. There was a lot of pressure from Atholton in that first half, but then Hereford coming back and really trying to get something started, but they just couldn't finish it, which allowed Atholton to win their, as you said, their first state championship in field hockey in school history, which is definitely a big deal.
So for Atholton, they'll finish with their best record ever in the history of the school. 15 wins, 2 losses for Hereford. They were trying to go undefeated, win that state title. They couldn't quite do it. They'll finish the season at 17-1, and that will just about do it for our Class 3A championship game. For Meredith Katona, I'm Connor Flegel saying so long from Chestertown, Maryland, where again, in tonight's game, Atholton defeats Hereford by the final score of 2-1 to win the Class 3A 2012 Maryland State Field Hockey Championship on the MPSSAA network.